We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine. Oh, the night when Christ was born. Happy Christmas, everybody. I hope you like that. That's my little acapella, my little introduction into the season that it is. A blessed Christmas may you all have. And interesting and fun fact, I think Christmas is the most widely celebrated festival on planet Earth ever. Interesting. Now, I'm going to do a Christmas update, not a Christmas themed update. The final update of not likely the final update of the year. I'll probably have one next week, but suffice to say, it's the final update for this week. And I thought I would get around to updating the website tonight, but I think we're gone past that now. This will be tonight's update for members and for the public alike. And I hope in the season that it is, the generous part of your heart will let that slide. Okay. Welcome to the weekend update. This is Enda here, your a cappella singing Elliott wave guy. I'm going to go through the markets again, and we'll give it another stab. A few things worked out this week, a few things didn't. Okay, here we go. This is Eurodollar. This is the hourly count. I'm not going to go... Well, I will. Why wouldn't I? Here's the 4-hour count. Beginning to look a bit crowded here. Down at the lows. I wonder... Are we ever going to see a 3-wave up into wave A? That's what I'm expecting. 3 waves up in A, 3 waves down in B, and then some sort of a 5-wave rally up into C. So I'm looking for a 3-wave rally over the next few months. We'll see how that pans out. For the moment, we're looking at the development of a possible C wave. This week got a bit close to the bone. We got a reasonable spike higher in a possible wave 1. 3 waves down, very, very close to the kind of short-term invalidation low, let's say, at wave B. So that was 112.21, and then ever since then we've basically grinded sideways. Not a whole lot to write home about. I was expecting a 3rd wave rally. Maybe that'll still, that might materialize next week. So far, we only have 3 waves up. I would say right now that it would be, if we get a break of 112.61 again, that would probably rule this count out, and then we're looking at some sort of a larger correction here, maybe even within the downtrend. I'll leave that to the future to sort out. Right now, I think it's as long as, let's say, 112.60 holds, I think we can continue to look higher in a possible C wave, especially looking for that 113.61 level to break. Okay, let's move on. Cable. We were looking for this second wave correction higher, and we spent basically a week and a half just going nowhere, and then this week, the last couple of days, has been pretty positive in a possible C wave rally. So I'll show you the hourly count here. So that's wave 1 down complete at the 131.62 low. And we had a messy 3 waves up in wave A, pretty sharp 3 waves down. We still held above that invalidation low, and still the count is still pointing to a C wave up. So far, we seem to have a pretty nice impulsive pattern, 5-wave pattern building here in wave C, wave 1, 2, extension wave 3, and then we should see a 4 and 5 step higher. We have a previous 4th wave there, 135, so that was kind of always the expected possible target. We're heading towards that now. We're close. If we get up to that level and then we start faltering again, then I will look to a possible third wave down beginning. But so far, you know, 3 waves up is underway and close to completing. All right, let's move on. Darian. We still have our 5-wave pattern lower in wave 1, and we've just gone sideways since. I think it's a very complex flat in wave 2. So we've got wave A, B, C up in A. Then we've got an expanded flat wave B, so A, B, C down in B. And we seem to have 5 waves up, pretty close to completing right now. And we're closing out the trend channel. It's touched the trend channel now 1, 2, 3, 4 times in this correction. So I think we're pretty, let's say, safe enough in calling this a correction at least. We are right now after just breaking the 62% retracement of wave 1 down. So this would be an ideal time to turn. So we'll see if we can do that early next week. 114.39. Let's see if we push down again below that B wave low. That give us 113.13 as a possible level to watch now for a reversal into a third wave. Okay, let's move on. The Dow has disappointed. You've been very disappointing, Dow. We do have a nice 5-wave pattern lower. I think it's a pretty full pattern. It's got a nice extension in third wave. We've got, the internal waves are pretty bang on. I don't think there's anything that actually breaks the 5-wave mold. We did not break the previous 4th wave low, so that was, I suppose, a little bit of a, how would you say, a harbinger. But so far, we are still holding a lower high. We still have a possibility of a second wave correction. I'll show you that right now. But I will admit freely that it's gone much higher than I wanted it to go. So here we go. Still got that wave 1 down, nice pattern. Wave 1 to extension wave 3. So we've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, wave 3. An expanded flat wave 4, and then nice spike lower in wave 5. So what have we got since then? Well, this week we're still holding a lower high this week. It's plausible. It's feasible that we still have this 1-2 pattern in play. I can't rule it out, but right now, seeing as we've come so close to this this shoulder here, this right shoulder again, I think it's also let's say prudent to allow for something larger here. So maybe we've got it's possible that we have either a zigzag. So we've got 5 up in A, 3 down in B, and then 5 up building in C. Wave C should fall short of the size of wave A, obviously, because we cannot break out above the high. Apart from that, if we reverse lower earlier than that, then I'll go back to the previous count. But for the moment, I'm biting my own tongue in saying this. I'm going against myself. But there is still a right-hand shoulder here. We've still got a very slight head, a right-hand shoulder. If we go to the 4-hour count, we've got a left shoulder, we've got a head, we've got a right shoulder. Oh, we need a breakdown. I think that is the long and short of it. Let's move on. I'm moving on. Okay, here we go. Here's gold. This is, let's say, a very slight alternate count on the 4-hour count here. This is the 4-hour chart with a very, let's say, feasible alternate. The market has rallied and corrected and seems to be, on the verge of rallying again. So it's plausible that we have a 3-wave pattern building earlier than I suspected in wave D. If that's the case, then we have wave C complete. If that's the case, then wave 4 is nearing completion. And if that's the case, then I think New Year will bring pretty, not surprising, but pretty, let's say, pleasing results to the upside as wave 5, larger wave 5 begins. And wave 5 if we go to the daily count here, wave 5, this is another alternate, but for the moment, let's just place that on the back burner. If we go and we bring wave 4 up here, on the daily count, if we have a fourth wave triangle and we complete it somewhere around that 1750 level, or maybe 1760 or so, so we've got an A, B, C, D, E down, wave 4, and then we rally in wave 5. So wave 5 definitely has the potential to push up towards 2500. So that will be an interesting rally. As long as we can rule this this alternate on the daily count here out. As long as we can rule this out, then we are sitting pretty golden for, excuse the pun, for a fifth wave rally. Okay, so on the very low end here, 1662 has got to hold. We cannot see a break of that. If that level breaks, then we are toast, and wave C will probably bring us down to about, below 15, sub 1500 for wave 4 to complete. So we gotta keep an eye on that one. That is in fact ruled out. Okay, so we have, here is crude oil. This is the 4-hour count. We have a solid wave 1 down, just like the Dow, a solid 5-wave pattern lower, and we seem to be close enough to completing a correction higher in wave 2. So an ABC pattern higher in wave 2, looking for here's the hourly count, looking for a wave 2 to top out somewhere around that 75 handle. We have 3 waves up in A done, we have 3 waves down in B done, and this week we're looking for that 5-wave rally to come in, and we have 1, 2, possibly topping out in wave 3 now. So we have 4 and 5 left to bring us up to about that 75.50 level to complete wave 2. So 75.50 brings in the 62% retracement, so that would be pretty, that'd be a solid area to look for a reversal to build again. So possible lower high building in crude oil, and that will be dangerous, I think, for most people who would keep an eye on the economy. If the economy has already rolled over, which it seems to have, given the let's say the sales that have happened, the Black Friday sales, that was a big, a punch in the teeth to anybody who was expecting major numbers there. But it was a little nod towards what may be happening here. So a bearish lower high in crude oil will spell pretty an interesting time ahead for the global economy in general. Okay, let's move on. Here we have the S&P. I think at this point we can rule out, because we're so close to the darn high now, we can rule out the 1-2 pattern off the recent high. So I was looking at wave 5 here, and this, nice sharp decline as a possible wave 1 and wave 2 building, but no, that hasn't turned out. At this point in time, I think the only way to look at this is probably a complex running flat, or a complex, probably a complex running flat. We have a wave 4 completing above the wave, so we've got A, B, C down, so wave C completing above wave A, so it's a running flat. Pretty impulsive looking rally off that, so that's probably wave 5. Don't think we'll make much headway towards major new highs. We do still have that 47.90 area where wave 1 blue and wave 5 blue will reach equality. So we've got this wave 5 blue will reach equality with wave 1 at 47.88. So call it 47.90. Let's see how that works out, I think, next week. That's my, let's say, I think most plausible interpretation right now. I'm marking this WXY, so combination wave, but it doesn't really matter what you call it. So at this point, it's probably a failed Y wave here, so failed C wave if you want to call it that. So it's a running flat, we rallied substantially off that, or no, I won't say substantially. We've rallied impulsively and that's quite convincingly at this point in wave 5. So we're probably about to create a new all-time high. We have that 47.88 level to watch out for, wave 1 and wave 5 in blue. So that'll be where my eyes are at next. Okay, silver. Oh, it's so close to the mark this week for an invalidation that I just, I can't bring myself to get too excited at this point. It was almost like a programmed double bottom. I think there was about 2 pips or 2 cents in it. We still, there's still a possibility that this is a wave 1-2 pattern that has traced out, although it was so close. I mean, it was just dangerously on the nose between those 2 lows that we nearly invalidated. So at this point, I'm not going to dive into say that wave 3 is already underway because I think it was too close for comfort for my liking. We do not have an impulsive pattern off this yet, off this week's low. So I was expecting a third wave to develop. It's not looking very promising right now. We did have an initial spike higher, but that's kind of fizzled out right now. So we've only got 3 waves up. The only way I think that we can probably view this, let's say, with our bullish hat on right now, is that maybe wave 2 is going to trace out an expanded flat correction, and then we get a rally in wave 3 next week. I think it's kind of up in the air at the moment. I am scratching my head as to what is going on in silver. I'm probably hitting my head off the wall right now. I'm just going to let the market speak next week, and it'll tell us where it wants to go. It may not even happen next week. I mean, next week's going to be pretty weak and pretty, low volume sessions. Although, that may be where some decisions are made. Okay, we'll see. The jury's out on silver at the moment. I think that's probably the decision after that. Okay, let's get a look at Bitcoin. See what's happened this week in the bubble of bubbles. I'm almost slightly nearly veering towards a fully completed 5-wave pattern here. The action over the last month has been next to nothing exciting to talk about. We do have a 3-wave pattern up again. So we still have a possible 4th wave building here. I'm not convinced either way. I'm not dogmatic, I suppose, on it, let's say. There is a reasonable chance that we already have a 5-wave pattern fully in place off the highs. It will probably mean that that this drift into a new low was probably an ending diagonal of some sort. So, if we start pushing higher again next week, it looks like, we're close to even filling that gap again. Very close. We've filled it once, we drifted off. Maybe we'll fill it again and drift off again. So Bitcoin's up in the air. Maybe there's a larger 1-2 pattern now in play. We'll see how that goes. Okay, Nasdaq. I'll just go for the Nasdaq. The wedge lower and a 3-wave correction higher. We still have a lower high. A possible wedge, leading diagonal wave 1. We still have, this sideways move. It seems to be a zigzag correction. So we've got 5 up in A, 3 down in B, and maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we're gonna correct and rally again to complete wave C. 78.6 retracement is 16,500. Again, it's, let's say, the formulaic rally into the Christmas week has happened. And we have failed at creating a new high. So, what does that leave us? Well, that leaves us with heading into a new year with very, very questionable prospects, I think, for the first quarter results. We may get, maybe we do drift. Maybe we drift to a new high. But I think once the first quarter results come out for a lot of companies, that's going to really, they're going to feel it in the bottom line. And that may be the nail, the final, let's say not nail. Yeah, a nail will burst a bubble, won't it? That might be the final nail to burst that bubble. And if you're still here, I want to invite you again to consider the season. What we are celebrating this week is a miracle, and it's a rescue mission, all in one, where God himself came to earth, took on the form of a promised Messiah to take on board our sin and to pay for it. And all you got to do is accept and believe that Jesus died, rose again, paid for your sin, and you'll be saved. It's a hopeful message. It's a good message. It's been a crappy year. Well, it's been, okay. Challenging, let's say. But I'm still alive. A lot of people did not make it through this year, and I'm pretty grateful for that. I want to wish you all, the very best, the blessings of the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, this Christmas period. Happy birthday, Jesus. I'll see you next week. I'm off. Time up. Bye-bye.